Okay, and we're back. Hello, Twitch and or other folks. Here we see my beautiful blank terminal. But what's actually going to happen today is maintenance. So hello, folks. Welcome to my stream. I'm going to be talking to you today about open source maintenance. I posted about it on Twitter, and now you're going to follow along. So thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Yesterday I had a pretty fun stream with Dan Jutan about solid templating, but really more about ESLint and TypeScript and prettier. So today I'm going to resume again my normal flow of just going over TypeScript-ESLint, issue triage, and similar. I'm also setting a personal goal. I want to talk slower. I've noticed I tend to talk really quickly on streams, and especially when I get excited in conference talks. Therefore, please tell me to calm down, have me slow down. Let me know if I'm speaking too quickly. That would make me really happy. Thank you. But all right, I'm gonna just quickly, for those who are trickling in, post the link to TypeScript-ESLint in the Twitch chat. Show my chat isn't happening yet. So, interesting. I've been using this show my chat thing by Ben Myers, which is an awesome little tool to show your Twitch streams chat messages, and it's not showing up. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. I guess I needed to refresh OBS a little later. There you go. There it is. All right, TypeScript-ESLint. This is the tooling that lets you run ESLint on your TypeScript code. ESLint is an awesome linter for JavaScript. It shows you problems with style and or logic that are likely to impact you in your JavaScript code. It allows creating a series of assertions called lint rules. Each lint rule complains if it finds code that it thinks violates good practice. TypeScript is completely separate from ESLint. It's a strongly typed programming language. Technically, I think gradually typed would be a better description. It lets you write JavaScript, but then also lets you opt into having types. We are the tooling, TypeScript-ESLint, that lets you run ESLint on your TypeScript code. I'm one of the maintainers, the newest one. There are 4 in total. And I am going through my regular issue triage. I'm looking through looking through issues that still have the triage label and don't have anything marking them as in progress or similar. And I'm just gonna go oldest to newest because that's my flow. First up, I'm gonna look at this issue. Strict Boolean expressions should allow safe literal string/number types. Now, before we go too deep into this stuff, there is a really great blog post that, as per my recent practice, I will post here toward a source which explains how TypeScript-ESLint works. If you've never seen this type of stuff, I'd highly recommend reading it. It's pretty great. We worked on it with SourceGraph folks, or in large part Biang, who's fantastic, pardon me. And it goes over how the lint rules are set up. I also always try to post what I'm working on Twitter, so here we go. First up, looking at an old issue that was re-put into triage. Yeah, this is from 2020, but recently someone said it was fixed. Nikita, aka Fox, went through a bunch of things. Ooh, do I follow them? Yeah, I do. Good. So an update was mentioned by this person. Maybe it's fixed now. And it's from Eric BF, who, no followers. First follower, there you go, Eric. I got you. From this person that was put into triage. Okie dokie. Let's look at it. Allow safe should allow safe literal string/number types. Strict Boolean expressions is one of the more intense but also really useful rules. If you go to TypeScript-ESLint.io/play, you get this nice little playground where you can try things out. var ASDF. In the ESLint editor, I'm going to enable strict Boolean expressions. You can see that turns it on to error, so I'm going to say error, comma, and then also allow safe true as the setting. Now you might be asking, what does allow safe true do? Great question. Let's look at the issue. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and look at the rule docs, not the issue. On our fancy website, allow safe doesn't exist. What is allow safe? This is marked as an option. Enhancement rule plugin option, so it doesn't exist. The expected result is that the if checks of the literal types should not have any error as they are safe checks. The if checks are flagged as if they weren't checked is what's actually happening. So the rule is complaining. All right, so what does the rule actually do? Strict Boolean expressions, I'll just post in the code, says be careful about your truthiness if you're using if statements or similar logic on things that could be falsely literals. Like let's say you have declare const value number or undefined, and you do like if value. Well, if value is 3 falsy, but value is 0 truthy. The rule, here we go. The rule, strict Boolean expression, says, hey, you should explicitly handle the 0/not a number cases explicitly. And it offers a few suggestions. So you could check for undefined and null, or you could default to 0, which is falsy, or explicitly cast it. There are a few options. But what this issue is saying is that we shouldn't be complaining if, I'll just uncomment all these, if it's actually a literal that could be, that could be truthy. Yeah, this, interesting. So the issue is saying, I'm going to open these side by side, I'm getting kind of losing track of what's going on here. The issue is saying that actually they are being flagged as unsafe. You're getting unexpected value and conditional. And this is with the allow safe option, which doesn't exist. But I see Brad mention that we reworked, or they, I wasn't here at the time, reworked the options for the rule to be more granular. So actually, if we enable, instead of allow safe, if we do, what are the options? Allow nullable number true, it should no longer complain. Allow number? What is? Oops. Okay. Oh, nope, here we go. Still complaining. I'm just going to rename the variable to make sure. Yes. Ooh, a chat. Cam the Goblin. Wait, I know you from somewhere. Hey, Josh, this is pretty cool. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, feel free. Oh, I always forget to mention this. Feel free to ask me to slow down or explain or ask really any questions or topics you want. I'm here to serve. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you coming on, and speak up if there are any things you want to talk about. Cheers. So the rule right now is saying if you do just one or false, you get unexpected value conditional. A Boolean expression is required. This was fixed long ago in 3.2.3.6. Fixes 3115, so maybe this issue is a dupe. False positive with union types having only one falsy value. Huh, there we go, that's the same thing. Alright. Unexpected value and conditional. A Boolean expression is required. Okay. But wait, what do the rules docs say about the options? What does allow string, allow number? I don't know. Is this a bug? Like, we had a dupe issue, what was it, 3115, fix this-ish. We expected there to be no error, and this is with just errors. Let me just check here. And it's f is arg is 3 or 2 or null. And now we're complaining about line 11 only. Interesting. You know, I don't know. I don't know. So I think this might be something different. Strict Boolean expressions allow number. Says we allow number in a Boolean context because numbers only have 2 falsy values. And allow nullable number, which allows number or null or undefined. So if we re-enable allow nullable number and make XX number or false. Oh, it's not or undefined. Aha. Or 3 or undefined. Okay. So the issue. Aha. The issue isn't that. Oh my god. I'm already overheating. I have to turn on my fan over here. Jeez. Alright. The issue is that if we do say number or false, the rule complains. I think this is a different issue. 3115232336 were about number or undefined and the like. This one is reporting number or false and the like. The like is weird and similar. So if we just making this real nice and small for a share because I can paste our playground over. All right, so just sharing the code. I do dislike how much space things like this take up. You know, I'm just gonna summarize these with allow nullable number. You don't want to take up too much space in a GitHub issue because people zone out and stop reading. Number, value number, and number or false gives a complaint. Number or undefined does not. And I'm going to, oops, I keep thinking I have VS Code shortcuts in my browser. I do not. So this is the number or false share. Oop. And this is the number or undefined share. Oop. Look at that, much smaller issue. Yay. Okay. So this isn't really a bug. So, but while this isn't quite the same, I think this is more of a feature request than a bug. The rule's intent is to stop you from doing number or false, from directly using number or false. For checking values with types like in conditionals, it'd be a feature request to add it in. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna close this issue because we already have a workaround, like you can do bang bang, and this is kind of different from what's been fixed. And also, like, no one has commented on this. We've only seen since there since there has been almost no noise on this issue since it was posted 2.5 years ago, and similar situations are fixed, and we and the workaround is pretty simple. It's trivial. Add bang bang. I'm going to go ahead and close this issue. So yeah, I'm closing the issue. If you'd like to see it reopened, it happened, please file a new issue with. Oh yeah, also we reworked the rule since this issue with the feature request with I'll just file a new issue. Not sure if someone would want a feature request or still would consider it a bug. Alright, in conclusion, this case is something explicitly checked against in the rule. So I think since no one has requested this other than the OP 2.5 years ago, we're just gonna go ahead and yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and close. Thanks, all. Nice. This is another good breaking point because I see people have trickled in. Hey everyone, I'm Josh Goldberg. Don't worry, I won't keep introducing myself after this. I work on open source full time. One thing I work on is TypeScript-ESLint, the tooling that lets you run ESLint on TypeScript. I still can't say it first try. I'm just going through issues that need to be triaged, going through oldest to newest. Please do post in the chat if you have any questions or comments. Would love to hear from you. I'm just going to keep going through my day-to-day and let me know if there are any things that don't make sense or that I should slow down on. Thanks for watching. All right. Another one, strict Boolean expressions. I'm guessing our friend Folks has been using strict Boolean expressions. So let me post. Ooh, I see the mobile view snuck in. Here we go. There we go. All right. Unfix, love me the Twitters. Next up, another strict Boolean. And who is our friend posting? Get crackin'. Ah, we follow each other. Hi, Eric. I just tried to use the Slack emoji, whatever. Shortcuts. False positive when using union types. Okay, dokie. Let's push this into the playground. The issue is saying when you enable strict Boolean expressions, you get a false positive. You expect a no error on value, but you get an error. Unexpected value and conditional, a Boolean expression is required. Let me zoom in on this. And we should have a whole bunch of things set up here in the Bool options. We should allow strings and nullables and numbers and all this stuff. And still complaining. So there's some discussion. All right. I believe this issue can be closed. Ooh, we had a spam comment or something. I don't know why they would say it can be closed, so let me just look through the comments. So Brad, the most active maintainer at the moment, who has been doing this much longer than me, says, I don't know if you can hear the honking, I'm in New York and I hate it here. Just kidding, it's fine. Dan Cruz, hi, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. I'm just going through some issue triage for TypeScript-ESLint, which reminds me, oh no, I forgot to check the chat. Yeah, Cam says a really good comment. I feel like there are a lot of times when I think the linter is doing something wrong. Turns out I am trying to do something I shouldn't. Like, yes, what this rule is saying, strict Boolean expressions. Yeah, that's what happens. I think we have a lot of work to do in the general linter space around knowledge and documentation. We don't do a very good job of explaining to people, no, we're right. You're probably doing it wrong. We also have false positives, so until that's ironed out, we don't really want to peer pressure people into listening to us. But yeah, oftentimes, if you think the linter is wrong, but you're not sure, you should investigate because you never know. Anyway, thanks for the chats. Keep them coming. This rule is built around the idea of reducing the number of truthy falsy states that are evaluated in condition. This is Boolean or object or undefined, which has two truthy states, which is true or object, and two falsy states, undefined. But we also say allow nullable object, allow, oh, we have a couple of false ones, so let me remove them. We're not any or number or string, so we can remove those. Why is this saying allow nullable object and nullable Boolean true, but then we still get an error? I would think the rule should not error in that case. Interesting. So by the way, quick link into the docs from our playground. Awesome little feature. The rule is right here-ish, but it's a pretty strict rule. So here we can actually simplify this. We can say declare const value is whatever, and then if value. We don't need a whole function around it. If value. And I'm going to rename this to value either. And then I'm also going to do a value Boolean. Because Boolean or undefined is allowed. Yes, because we have the allow nullable Boolean setting. Then value object. Value object, which is prop any. That's allowed. But then we have something that's Boolean or prop or any, and that's not allowed again. Yes. So I think this rule is working as intended. Yeah, because we do have two cases there. Yeah. Indeed. I think the rule is working as intended, as previously mentioned. There are two falsy cases in type Boolean or prop, any or undefined. The intent of the rule is to stop checks on them from happening. One could make an argument that the combination of allow Boolean, allow nullable Boolean and allow nullable object should stop that case. But each argument on its own is only meant to imply, to target a type union of just that type plus nullable Boolean. Yeah. Marking this as working as intended. Because of all that, and that there's been very little activity on this issue in the, in the almost 2 years it's been open. Feel free to post back or make a new issue if you think this is incorrect. Thanks all. Cool. Always be friendly, uplifting, and cheerful. Because otherwise people get mad at you, and no one wants that. Intended. Working as intended. Which reminds me, actually, I need to... What am I looking at here? I need to add the right label on the other one. Oops. Ooh, this is not a dumb question. This is actually a great question. Why do I change it to declare const? This is just the quickest way. Oh my god. Sorry if you hear sirens around me. I'm moving to Philly in a month. And this is one of my last streams in my New York City apartment before then. It's an ambulance. This is just the quickest way, finally answering, to declare a value in TypeScript. I could have done let value Boolean, but then we get into issues where TypeScript is actually kind of smart and realizes, wait, you say it's Boolean or undefined, but actually it's undefined. Like there are these type narrowings and contextual types in the type checker that I really don't want to conflict with. This declare const is TypeScript's way of doing a global type declaration or global value declaration. I say, you don't see it in code, but elsewhere in the universe, someone has declared a global variable, or at least a variable in the scope available to me, called this name with this type. Good question. It's like a cute little shortcut a lot of us TypeScript-y people use. And let me know if that doesn't answer the question. Thanks for asking. I always feel like I come here to just plug away at code, and then I'm surprised when I don't get a lot of chat. But also, I don't know, I'm not used to a lot of chat people, so please chat with me. I'm lonely and sad. Alex, hello again. Learned something new, yay! I was useful, awesome. If y'all have any other questions, please do ask. Yeah, TypeScript has a lot of really wacky and cool side features. I think that's really what this is. Like 99% of the time you don't need declare const, but in the 1% where it's useful, oh yeah, it's great. All right, moving on. Oh boy, I recognize this next issue. This one's a doozy. Allow automatic single run inference breaks monorepo compiler options.types. This one is huge and has, oh wait, I actually went on the stream 2 weeks ago. This is awaiting response. So we're not going to go into this issue. I'm not even going to post it because the amount of time it would take to explain it It's not that it's like an overly complex thing, it's just like very different from what we've been looking at. Right. This one is something I started a discussion on, so I'm switching it. A few other things. Okay. We got some large, these are all larger ones. I'm gonna just, I'm just gonna skip to the recent things. I wanna tackle small issues. I don't have the energy today for big discussions. Our friend, this name, Nikita, what's their Twitter again? Corpo Liz. Next up. Even more strict Boolean expressions. Fun. From, oops, over Liz. Boop. Okay, posting it in the chat. Only the first operand in a chain of ampersand ampersand, or and, is checked. Oh boy, okay. Oh, and these newer issues, since we added to the playground enough features, have playground links. Oh my god. This is a lot of things. Oh boy. What's the bug? Only the first operand in a chain of and is checked. Does anyone else mention anything? No. The expected result is, I'm not even sure. I think when given a chain of and or, all the operands should be checked except the last one. Someone used cond and value true or value false instead of ternary, it would be a breaking change for them. The actual result is it only checks the first operand in a chain. It was implemented in that way to allow condition and do if true or do if false, but it's flawed and shouldn't be used after. Oh god, oh god. Boolean logic is like the worst thing to do because there's so many edge cases. I already know this is gonna make me emotionally unhappy. Much like the person blaring my music outside, like a jerk. Alright. So we have, what do we have here? Is there a way to do word wrap? Aha! No word wrap. Right. Our setting is allow number false. This first one gives an error, which is good because if used in JSX, it could render 0. So that's good. The rule is working as intended. This one gives 1 error, but should be 2 because the first operands are condition. Oh, I really wish in our playground you could resize the panes. I'm going to file an issue. This is annoying me. Or at least I'm just going to start the website request. It's whatever. Websites allow resizing, collapsing panes. I'll file that away for later. I'll do it after the stream. All right. 1 error, but should be 2 because first 2 operands are conditions. So the issue is saying this should give 2 complaints. This should be 3. This should be 4. 1 error, not sure if okay. Equivalent to a ternary. You know what? I think this is actually a good argument in favor of leaving the rule as is. I don't know about you all in the chat. Please let me know if you actually completely understand this or mostly because I don't. It is unclear to me what the right behavior for the rule should be when you have these complex conditions. What if you do 1 and not value that, or might be undefined or Boolean, or const Boolean or undefined. Like what if you do, let's do null. Just to take up less space on the screen. Let's call this maybe. Like what do you do in these cases? This is tricky, and if we fix this, what? What is happening? This is so weird. Like, how do we How do we get, okay, so if we fix this, is this now going to be complaining on the second thing? What happens if this is only ever true? Huh. This is interesting. Maybe this is like string array or undefined. So this should give a complaint, I would think, but I'm not sure. Should the rule should complain on this? It complains here, so I'm just gonna delete all this other junk because it's confusing me. So maybe defined, and this isn't even an options thing. Oh boy, I had strict Boolean expressions enabled through the comments. So let's do fun fact. You can enable ESLint rules either in your ESLint RC, your ESLint config, or inline in code. But it seems my settings here are different from what they were before, so you know what, I'm just going to go with what it was before. There we go. So allow number false, that was the difference. I'm not sure I fully follow the issue, so let me just go ahead and copy this. So I think what the crux here. I think what the crux is, there might be incorrect, might be violations of the rule. Yeah, at each point. That's a good phrasing, by the way. Thank you, Cam. At each point in the chain, but none after the first are checked. So this should error here, but doesn't. I think this is true. I think it's reasonable that that a chain should, never mind. I don't know what I was going there. Yeah, so let me just verify. I just want to make sure this minimum reproduction is the right thing. So let's mark this as awaiting response. And thank you, by the way, Cam, for the validation that I'm not completely off track. Yeah, we try to keep the rules pretty self-contained, but comprehensive within what they're supposed to do. So I think if I'm right, and what we just discussed and I posted here is indeed the error, then I think the same rule should be doing the check, but I just want to make sure that the bug report is indeed about this. Good question. Will there be an additional rule at error on chains like that? Good question. All right, moving on. All right, trying to find one that's not authored by Joshua K. Goldberg. Enhancement, restrict template expressions. Allow expressions with never type. By the way, if you have more questions on something I already passed, please feel free to ask them. I'm just moving fast because I'm having a good time. All right. Next up. Boop, 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 boop. By this person. I don't want the GitHub link to take over. learned that the hard way recently. So I always forget. Yay, I'm glad you're having a good time. That makes me happy. By the way, shout out if you can never remember if it's a capital H or not in GitHub. Pass. Pass the Boolean expressions. Okay. Restrict template expressions, the allow nullish rule. The restrict template expressions rule currently complains if the template expression has type never. This occurs, for example, if you have code like this. Type foo equals just this type. You might add more in the future. Throw new error, expected foo1.type, found foo2.type. So you have two foos that are different type. Yeah, it's really impossible. And some services just give up and change over time. I don't have any off the top of my head, but a similar thing is at Codecademy, no one ever remembers there's an A in the middle. Fun fact, there's an A in the middle. And also, before I forget, I will post this issue in the chat. So like, we wanted to do an April Fool's joke where we would change the entire website to say Code Academy. But then the company was worried people would actually use that as evidence that there was always an A. And that it would confuse people. I am suggesting changing the lint rules behavior to allow template expressions to have type never. Done as a new option called allow never, though I personally don't see the point in giving the option to disallow never in template expressions. Why should this lint rule be complaining about dead code? Why should this lint rule? Ooh, what a great question. Alright, so Brad, the more active, longer lived maintainer, or longer maintaining maintainer, I don't know how old he is. The entire point of the lint rule is to ensure you're properly formatting your values. So TLDR, if you're using never, then TypeScript thinks the code is unreachable. Josh Cena, I second this. I wonder how many people got to trade. I actually have seen this. Yeah, there's no A in the middle of Codecademy. I actually have seen this before. Why do people, I don't know if you can hear this or not, but people keep walking by first story apartment because of our cats. I've seen this issue before. Definitely typed. I sent a pull request to DT recently that actually had this. I'm gonna find it now. Where we hit this case in the files changed for some mass file migration thing where we were moving from TSLint to ESLint, and this rule gave a false positive on code. I think it was indefinitely typed. I really hope it was. Look at this, too many files. Oh my god. Maybe it was definitely typed tools. Anyway, I really want a reference here that I can post. I wish that I had taken a note of it. Oh, I have to undraft those pull requests. That reminds me. Oh, yeah. Maybe it was this one. Well. Oh yeah, Alex, did you see this? Were we talking about this? Alex.Munoz was also writing definitely typed pull requests. Ugh. And it's not showing up. So I don't know what you mean by maybe the first PR, like which one is first. So you know what, I'm just gonna, please do post, add new linting package maybe. I think this one's really old. I don't think it's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Thank you. Posted in the chat. Oh god, I think this is the one, what is this, 61793. This is the one that I've been, you know what, I actually have a script document somewhere. I can just write it from scratch. So I want to click load diff on all these files. Document.query selector all a. Oh, what is this CSS text content selector? No, you can't. Okay. A array.from. I think it's either a or button. This should be a button semantically, but you never know what pages are doing. I want to click all the load diffs. There we go, button. Filter button.text content.trim equals load diff. Before each, because there's no way to do this in the native GitHub UI. Now notice the page is freezing because there are like a bajillion of these, but yeah, I'm actually, in the meantime, I'm just gonna go ahead and accepting PRs, because this is a case I can't find the PR on demand. Oh my god, what shortcut just got triggered there? I like the confused emoji for a lot more than just confused reactions. It's like the reaction. Error insufficient resources. Did I just DDoS GitHub? Retry. Alright, trying that again. But I think it's reasonable to want an option for the never case because of these exhaustive switch statements that throw errors. But I've experienced this annoyance before and think we don't have to make it on by default in V5, maybe, but could consider that along with all other major rule changes for the next major version if we want. Allow never does seem like a pretty good name to me. All right, and now if we look for never, we still have 0 results. Seems like the page is frozen. Oh yeah, I'm gonna open the conversation too. Never, 0 out of 0. I don't know if you can see it in the Twitch stream. 0 results. All right. Is there conversation? Show resolved. Never, no results. Yep, I can't find this PR, I give up. Accepting PRs. Okay. Well, that was fun. We got to mark as accepting pull requests. Yay. Refresh. Man. None of these, with the exception of this one, which actually isn't in triage, it's really, I think, investigation needed, which we don't have a label for, whatever. Like all of these issues are either filed by me or Brad, so filed by retainer, or are like a deeper discussion that I don't want to spend time on right now. So I'm actually just going to go to this. Ooh, who thumbed up it? Someone else. Because we had a breakage. You started learning web dev on Codecademy? That makes me happy. I worked there for like 3.5 years. 3.5? No, 3 years. Just over. Yeah, shout out Codecademy. Great place. Let's see. Oops. I still have a lot of Codecademy URLs in my autocomplete for my history. Yeah. Fun little, let's go over the homepage actually, because I did a bunch of work. Oh my God. So first off, the Codecademy is much more marketing driven than it used to be, which really annoys me. There's this crap on the top of the page, which I think it's stupid to just constantly have 50% off sales. I don't care how good it is for the business. It tarnishes the brand. So dismiss. Um, oh, awesome! You took HTML and CSS. That's like their bread and butter over there. The real core of what they do. I helped write some of the TypeScript course. Fun fact, this catalog is written in Next.js. That's like one of the big projects that I helped work on. What the heck? Ah, yes, the performance. You can see actually a whole bunch of preloading if you look at the browser DevTools on most Codecademy pages. Most pages by now are switched over to Next.js. Platform refers to the like core learning environment, aka the platform. Portal is almost everything else. It's originally the portal to the platform, but it's stuff like catalog. Yeah, what a good time. What are all these divs for? Oh, data layer events, whatever. There's a lot of tracking that goes on, which I was never a huge fan of. But yeah, good times, Codecademy. Oh, right, the catalog. There we go, the search. I've been trying to convince them, and so far failing, to let me go over and like redo a bunch of the Learn TypeScript course, because maybe not redo, audit, because I helped architect it originally, and then like some other people wrote things that are, there are a few bugs in here, but I'm proud of the architectural work on the course. It's good stuff. This page is still Ruby on Rails. You can tell because it's got like an older color scheme. Much of the website used to be on Ruby on Rails, now much less than you'd expect. Ooh, business solutions. What a professional looking header. Cool. Anyway, good times, Codecademy. Good times. All right. Let's talk about TypeScript-ESLint and JSON schema. Fun. How does this compare to your book? Oh, the Codecademy TypeScript course, I'll give its advantages first. Codecademy is, it's much more interactive than many static resources like my book. That's the thing I was recently using. The Learn TypeScript projects and curriculum content on the Codecademy site are very interactive, so you get these nice pre-made projects with a little shell. My book has much more in-depth stuff in it. It's got a lot more information, and it goes deeper into theory in particular. It doesn't have any interactivity on its own because it's a book, but there is a learning TypeScript site that I built actually using Docusaurus, the same static site doc site generator as TypeScript-ESLint. And this does have articles, which I'm adding to every few weeks, and projects that go deeper into what's in the book. Oh man, there is some weird Docusaurus Vercel bug that keeps changing these copy buttons to not be styled, and I don't know what it is. It's the weirdest thing. If we open a new okay, it's still buggy. But like sometimes it's buggy, sometimes ignore me, I'm just annoyed. But I would definitely recommend the book if you want to like really learn TypeScript. Codecademy's TypeScript course is pretty good. So I don't know. Maybe dip your toes into the water with Codecademy, and then if you really want to go deeper, use my book. They're both good resources. Oh yay! Thanks for getting the book. I appreciate it. You can also, if you want, O'Reilly has like this online learning platform. So if you're not sure about something, I believe you can like get a free trial or like do the monthly subscription here. Yeah, there's a free trial on O'Reilly if you want to get the 10 days trial path. So if you're not sure. Also, please like and subscribe and review my book. You would not believe how helpful it is to get a 5-star review. I have very few reviews at all. Yay! Yay, TypeScript! I will say, it's been a lot of fun with the book, but man, typos sneak in there, and I really hate that people keep reporting, and also really love and appreciate it. So let me know if there are any typos you find. Anyway, let's talk about JSON schema. I'm going to show you the source code for a rule. Oops, I'm in the wrong folder. cd repos, code, TypeScript-ESLint. Oh, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon's a good one. That's probably the best place. It's not really available on indie booksellers yet. They take a little longer. But wherever you buy it from, if you do buy it, would be great. Thanks, Daniel Cruz. Much appreciated. Which rule is good? Let's look at ban TS comment. Here is a rule that, like all other TypeScript-ESLint rules, defines a schema. Ooh, let's check out main. Just so I'm on the latest. I work on a fork. The schema for a rule is a description of the options the rule is allowed to take in. Also, the rule has a default options object or array. This is if the rule takes in objects. Sorry, takes in options, which this one does. Not all of them do. Ban TS comment is a rule that's supposed to stop you from using TS ignore, TS no check, TS check, and so on. By default, it doesn't stop you from using TS check because that increases your type safety. It bans you from using TS ignore and TS no check, and allows TS expect error only with the description. To recap, these fun little options are things that can disable TypeScript's type checking. ABC. My value, why is this complaining? I'm in language mode TypeScript. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to open a new window. Here. So this is a complaint in TypeScript because my value is declared as type number, but actually is type string. What you can do is TS ignore the error. That's a feature in TypeScript. Feature with quotes around it because it's strongly recommended you don't do this thing because this is really not good practice. Alternately, you can use TS expect error. TS expect error is better in general because it will give a complaint if it's not actually doing anything. Let's say you add a comment around number. TS expect error will say, hey, you silly goose, this is unused. You can remove me. Whereas TS ignore just sits there. There are some cases where TS ignore is useful, like if, say, you're working in a system that has to compile on multiple TypeScript versions, but that's like pretty rare as a case. So most of the time you should basically just only use TS expect error, but really you shouldn't use any of them. Anyway, rule options get printed on the TypeScript-ESLint site. Rules, let's look at ban TS comment as one. And this is actually automatically generated based off of the rule schema. This is a change I made recently. You can see interface options, the same ones, TS expect error, ignore, no check, check, and then the one I didn't go over, doesn't matter. I think sometimes TS ignore also gives an error because it affects TS compilation, or am I wrong? I don't believe it can cause an error, but it can cause you to ignore the fact that you have bad types in your code. Like, let's say you have const get my value equals 3. Then you like do a TS ignore const my value result equals my value dot ASDF ASDF ASDF. Like what type is my value result? Any. So the fact that you're using TS ignore means that the type for this is something other than what you'd expect, which is not great. If I'm not answering what I think you're speaking to, let me know. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Going back to this. So these are automatically generated using an awesome library called JSON Schema to TypeScript, written by Boris Cherney, B. Cherney. We started using this. We started using this on the TypeScript-ESLint website. It's a great tool. It is built on the standard JSON-schema thing, which, by the way, I did not know much about till recently. But JSON-schema.org, I think it is. Yeah, it's a vocab that lets you annotate and validate JSON documents, which is pretty cool. If you Oh boy. Yeah, their documentation leaves something to be desired. But if you look at rules schemas, you can see examples of them. Like we are using their standard format to say, hey, this minimum description length is type number that defaults to something, for example. They also allow definitions, which are a way to reuse something under a particular name. For example, we are going to collapse these for a bit. We are saying that TS expect error, TS ignore, no check and check are all a reference to this directive config schema, which is a defined one of these three things. So it's either a Boolean or specifically the string allow with description, or an object that specifically has the description format. And if you look on ban TS comment, you see that that's what gets represented here. Very cool. Oops, get out of there. Unfortunately, we were using a deprecated old legacy feature of JSON schema for a while that got flagged when I requested some stuff on JSON schema to TypeScript. We use definitions without even a $sign but we should be using defs, which is the non-legacy version. Okay. So instead of definitions, I should be calling it defs. And instead of /definitions, which is the way that you reference stuff, I should be doing defs. Now, if I go to the packages website directory, which has our website, and then do yarn docusaurus clear and yarn docusaurus. Oh, you know what? I also have to do yarn build to get builds of the ESLint rules. So that'll take a little bit. In fact, let me actually pause this because I'm just going to do a change en masse. I'm going to do definitions. And okay, so we just have the 4 lint rules and call it defs. Boop. And instead of /definitions, we do /defs. Oh wait, no, it's $defs. Here we go. And it's got a few more rules. I wonder why padding a line between uses this. Defs. Does this have definitions? It does. Ah, I didn't use enough spaces. There we go. All right. So now that I have finally replaced definitions to defs, yarn build to build them all. Now we see ESLint plugin is building. As a side note, we're using the wonderful NX package, which is fantastic. It just built a whole bunch of them almost instantly. NX is super fast. Turbo Repo is a similar thing. If you've heard of either of those, they let you coordinate builds between monorepo packages and then also have really good caching. So now go to cd packages website, yarn website, yarn docusaurus clear to clear any website cache, and then yarn start. I've been switching between branches a lot, so just in case with the clearing of the cache. Localhost, rules, and TS comments. Oh, I almost forgot to post on Twitter. Tackling, as mentioned by the attorney. Okay. And the rule seems to still be looking good. That's good. All right. As a side note, I've been going for a little more than an hour and I'm starting to get tired. There we go, I'm going to stop soon. But y'all can yell at me if there are any other things you want me to go over or topics to talk about, let me know. This has been a fun time. So after this rule stuff, this documentation, meta, schema fix-up, I'm going to find someone to raid. Would also love help finding a raid person if you want. All right, so the website looks good. Like how fast this yarn build is. Half a second, barely more. Let's do it again. Literally exactly rounded half a second. My pleasure. Thank you for participating. Defs to defs not definition for website or chore ESLint plugin, I guess. Use defs not definitions. Rule schemas. Oop, forgot to get at all. And get push origin. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday, 2:30 EST on Tuesdays, 10:30 EST on, wait, no, 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern on Thursdays, to help folks in other time zones still be awake during at least one of those streams. All right, I'm gonna make this a draft so that the PR build stuff can run soon. So this does fix an issue, does find and replace per the issue. Definitions, defs. Huh, that actually went faster than I thought it would. Okie dokie. All right, one of my favorite other people is streaming right now, Some Antics Dev, a person named Ben Myers, who's an accessibility expert and just really knowledgeable in JavaScript and front-end UI stuff in general. So we're gonna raid them. But this was a pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, everyone. Raiding in 10 seconds. Whew, what a day.